This is my review of the Muirskate podiums, also known as the Phat Boyz. This is a 75A big downhill wheel. So it's got a super wide contact patch and it's pretty tall at 75 millimeters when it's new. This right now is about 70 millimeters. So I've worn them down significantly and I've had a lot of time to break them in. So we're gonna do some mic'd up runs today and just recount kind of the last couple months I've spent with this wheel. So the Phat Boyz have become one of my go-to wheels in my arsenal. They are a relatively easy sliding downhill wheel. So although they've got this super wide 68 millimeter contact patch, you'll feel that once broken in, they have a really smooth initiation and a really smooth slide. In fact, when I was breaking these wheels in with skin at kind of a rough park, actually where I am today, got some rough road, a lot of cracks, a lot of waves, and I was pretty hesitant breaking in wheels here because they were admittedly one of the first downhill wheels with skin that I ever broke in. And to my surprise, they were incredibly smooth sliding even with skin. Frankly, I was getting quiet slides with skin, which was really reassuring, really confidence inspiring, and they've retained that level of, relaxedness in the slides. They're not really challenging me every single time I go out to skate. They're not feeling like they're fighting me very hard. These are giving me plenty of cornering power and plenty of braking power, but at the same time, they've really remained a mellow wheel throughout their whole life. One thing to note about this urethane formula is that it wears decently quick, especially if you're on hot, rough surfaces. So, for example, at this park that I'll be skating today, I was here on a warm day a couple months ago, and I was able to get decent thane lines with these and just sandy thane buildup all over the inside of the wheel and on my trucks. So no, they're not the most durable wheels ever, but you have so much meat to get through that they'll make up for it. So I would imagine if they were a small wheel that they would be pretty thaney, wear out pretty fast, but because you've got such a large contact patch, I mean center set, 68 millimeters wide, this is gonna wear super evenly across its surface. One thing, because it's such a soft wheel, is that the lips wear down really quickly. And so what do I mean? The lips are the edges of the wheel for people who are uninitiated. Lips are these sharp edges that really dig into the pavement when you're cornering, when you're sliding, and soft wheels, generally speaking, wear out really fast on the lips. So I noticed that too. These got rounded over pretty quickly. They used to be a very square, sharp-lipped wheel when they were new. Now they're not so much, which is good for me. It makes me confident going into slides. Makes the initiation pretty relaxed. So this is a very good go do anything wheel. I'll skate open roads on this. I'll hang out. I'll do a few stand-up slides. I don't really have to worry about my form being perfect or setting up the slide the right way. They break out relatively easy. One thing about this wheel is that the skin is pretty quickly wearing. The skin on the lips goes away really quickly and you can watch it super easily, more than any other wheel I've skated before. I've been on a couple other wheels that you can't really tell when the skin is wearing away. The Koi Killers, for example, visually, there weren't a lot of signs where the skin was or where it wasn't. The Phat Boyz, they have a really thick layer of skin and it's very smooth and it's very easy to see after each run how much skin you have left on the wheel. It wears out on the lips really quickly and then slowly you'll get a band of skin in the middle. That band of skin, it'll be there for a while, but it won't be providing a ton of grip that you would associate with a skinned wheel. So these wheels do kind of relax pretty quickly. For comparison's sake, my first run today is going to be on the Max B Rads. These are the Rad Influence, which are a different formula than the standard Rad Advantage downhill wheel. These are just a cherished wheel in the community. A lot of people rode them. They're not produced anymore, but with that being said, they should have pretty similar performance to the Phat Boyz. So I'll be able to compare that, give you my thoughts back to back, and it'll help those of you who have been on the Rad urethane before kind of have a reference point. So a couple things to note about the Max Bs I'm riding is that I've skated them for about the same amount of time as the Phat Boyz, so they're worn in approximately the same amount. Both have lost 4 to 5 millimeters. And when I started skating the Phat Boyz, I felt like they had more grip than the Rads. We're going to see if that's true today, if they have more grip and more stopping power. I'm not so convinced. We will see. But either way, for those of you who have skated the Rad wheels, particularly the Max B, this should be a good comparison. Check out this view behind me. Very nice. Park's a little busy today. A few walkers, some traffic. Fortunately, a big party just left in the fastest corner of this run, so I don't have too much to be afraid of. But all right, let's see how it goes down. Okay, right off the bat, pushing these wheels, I feel that they are already lighter weight than the Phat Boyz. They're not as wide and slightly not as tall. Yeah, so they're accelerating a little bit better through here. I'm getting a lot more road vibration than I remember the Phat Boyz having. We'll see if that's true in a bit. Woo! That's a nasty piece of pavement. Flying into this corner. On the rough stuff on the edge, they're kind of scooting around a little bit. Hit the corner hard, and all right, we lost a lot of speed. They really scrubbed hard in the corner, and didn't carry a lot of speed into the next one as a result. Now I'll shut down, see how much braking power they have. Not that bad. You can see I'm leaving thane lines here. One thing about these wheels is they do like to thane, and they do thane a lot. So I'll throw on the Phat Boyz, take the same run down, see what happens. The setup today is a Madrid Nessie on 165 millimeter Savant. So you can see I've got the back one de-wedged to 30, front one sitting tall at 50 degrees. We have Zealous bearings, which fit fantastic in the Phat Boy core. Really snug, tight fit, no slop. And yeah, this board's seen a lot of riding, even a little skate park riding. Got a little Morgan core for a foot stop, prototype downhill wedge. I got a Medusa. Speaking of Medusa, I raced these exact wheels at Medusa. So, had a pretty fun time there, good success. Still felt like I struggled with corner grip, but I was not on fresh wheels. So, let's take this run. Alright, so first thing I noticed is that these feel a lot softer, a lot more squish, even over the rough stuff. Woo! Yeah, we'll ride the Chunder line today. Oh, yeah, these are feeling a lot better over Chunder, all around. A lot more grip. Alright. More speed in the corner. They still are scrubbing. Not killing a ton of speed out of that corner. But overall, I'm feeling a lot more at home on these wheels than on the Rads. On this super wavy rough surface, I really appreciated the extra squish, the extra contact patch, and as a matter of fact, the more distinct lines are from the Rads. But I can see some faint ghost lines from the Phat Boyz, which confirms that experience from another day. So yeah, on this pavement, the verdict is I would rather ride the Phat Boyz. They gave me more confidence. They were rolling better over the rough terrain. When I was cornering hard on the rough pavement, they stayed a lot more planted than the Rads. The one thing is that the braking power was about the same. So after trying the Rads and the Phat Boyz back to back, I really appreciated the extra width across the wheel, the extra contact patch, and the extra softness. You can see how much I can squish the lips in there. That really felt at home on this rough, short downhill run where conserving your speed is everything, and yeah, it's really critical you take the right line going into the fast corners. On these wheels, I felt right at home, very confident diving into the corners, even when the pavement wasn't confident in me. These wheels were a little more squirrely. They were a little all over the place. They're harder, and I felt them reflect a lot more road vibration. If you've got rough roads and you're looking to haul over them, the Phat Boyz are a great choice. As they wear down, they're going to become really, really forgiving. They're going to have nice slides. Hell, if you're going fast enough and you can put enough weight into the wheels on the right kind of pavement, you'll get some pretty good lines out of them, which is, I don't know a person that doesn't like Thane lines. So, great wheel. I think it's good for an entry-level downhiller. It's going to be a really, really, really big challenge if you're new to riding grippy downhill wheels to get through that skin. But once you do, you've got yourself a wheel that is really suited to all kinds of fast riding. You're going to be able to corner well. You're going to be able to slide to a stop in a dangerous situation. And above all, you're going to really be confident and cool working on your technique on these wheels. So I highly recommend picking up a set. They're not going to win races unless they're pretty fresh. I would definitely try out the Quake Killers if you want a comparable downhill wheel. Venom Magnums also are going to give you a lot more grip and a lot more speed. And those are going to both be very competitive, soft options. But for more casual, everyday riding, everyday fast downhill, you'll really appreciate these.